Next, the eagerly awaited second installment of hacker action-adventure game Watch Dogs. The developers at Ubisoft were eager to create a game focused on the hacking community, and in 2014, Watch Dogs was born. Originally set in the urban city of Chicago in the US, Ubisoft invited players to hack their way through the game on a mission for revenge. But the story doesn't end there. The team are finally back with Watch Dogs 2, and here at N2K, we take a look at what you can expect from the new game.
Who is he?
That's the guy who could help us change the world.
This time round, players take form as Marcus Holloway, a brilliant young hacker living in the birthplace of the tech revolution, the San Francisco Bay Area. The region has become the next to install the CTOS system, meaning the central operating system which connects everyone with everything. Marcus teams up with fellow hacking crew DedSec to execute the biggest, most impressive hack in history. And according to narrative director Lucien Solban, new protagonist Marcus is pretty impressive in his own right.
Marcus Holloway, and you're going to hear this a lot, he's a gifted hacker, he's somebody who's very self-made, he's actually a really brilliant sort of charismatic figure, and I think it's actually that latter part that I love about the character, is that he's the kind of person that people will rally around.
Using the city as his playground, Marcus navigates the streets by leaping, vaulting, diving, and climbing through the environment, or being behind the wheel of some very fast vehicles. But it's not all fun and games. After being wrongly framed for a crime he did not commit, Marcus wanted to take down the company responsible and the company behind the CTOS Bloom.
Bloom CTOS is like a giant spider web, endlessly gathering data. They're making backroom deals to trade our private information. We have to stop this. We're talking data manipulation on a massive scale. Rigged elections, weapons programs, spying into people's homes. All of it controlled by one man, Bloom CTO, Dusan Nemec.
Similar to its predecessor, Watch Dogs 2 is focused entirely on completing the game's missions through a variety of hacks. From disrupting traffic, to gaining control over vehicles, to carrying out a massive hack by intervening with the electoral equipment of a large group of people. And the team, according to creative director Jonathan Morin, wanted to ensure that Watch Dogs 2 built on its predecessor's groundwork.
One of the things we've pushed a lot more is hacking. People like the idea. I think the grand promise of controlling an entire city is so big, it sparks the imagination of people.
There's a whole collection of new options once you're ready to get hacking too. For example, hacking into vehicles that are pursuing you adds an entirely new level to the chase. Which leads us to the next evolution for Watch Dogs 2, driving. The mechanics have been completely overhauled, giving players highly responsive rides that turn and accelerate quickly. Better still, every vehicle you enter now has an inbuilt turbo boost, which promises to make the time you spend on the road a lot more enjoyable.
We wanted everybody to be able to have fun while driving, to drive where they wanted to drive without hitting walls all the time, be in control of their vehicles, but keep up the fact that every vehicle should feel different, every type of vehicle should feel different, and you should have depth and mastery in driving as you would in any other of the game mechanics.
There's also another new level to driving in the game with the Driver San Francisco app, enabling players to pick up passengers who have their own special missions. Alongside this side activity comes a whole lot more though. Players can now rally race with a drone, take on a dirt bike checkpoint race, solve puzzles hidden in the landscape, and even disturb the local wildlife. Clearly, the developers at Ubisoft have been hard at work, but that hasn't stopped them adding a few personal touches. This time round, your character Marcus comes with a whole range of new customization aspects, with different colours and patterns available for both clothing and weaponry. Although the game's mechanics have clearly evolved, the message about modern technology remains the same. The central operating system mimics the current rise of the concept the Internet of Things, the idea that smart devices will connect our world together. And the game developers were eager to address the dangers that the public are susceptible to through our connected devices and homes.
Watch Dogs 1 was very much about mass surveillance, but we've really pushed it this far and said not only is it about how what information is being gathered, but how is that information being used? And we've basically used the hacker culture as a way of explaining it to the player for the reasons why it could potentially be detrimental, what these hackers would try and do in order to fight it.
The developers at Ubisoft are offering a game centered on challenging the establishment and taking a look at the modern world of technology. But they want you to have fun while doing it.
Only one rule around here. Tech rules everything. Tech is power, and with power comes corruption.
Watch Dogs 2 is out now on PlayStation 4, Xbox One and PC.